Welcome to a quick video illustrating the cheat sheet for the GMM probability problems this week. These again are one event problems, one pick, one roll, one spin, and we're only using one fraction in our calculations. What you want the probability of over the total. It's going to help. I've highlighted in green the wording that helps me see why it is one event. It will help because next week is two events, and so this will help. You, of course, have your references up here if needed. Let's get started. There are only 7 problems to look over. Number 1, Dorothy was given a bag with 4 staplers and 2 pens. My suggestion on your scrap paper is to write out 4 staplers and 2 pens. Using letters is fine. The visual will help you, I promise. If Dorothy randomly picks one item, there it is, why I'm using one fraction, out of the bag, what is the probability she selects a pen? All right, and so I circle those up. In my case, I'm highlighting them for you. And my total was 6, so even before I sort of was circling, I should definitely want to put 6 as my total in the bottom. And then what am I want? I want 2 pens. That's what I have, 2 pens. And so for GMM, they want us to have a reduced fraction. So we're just going to reduce every single thing we do. And remember, we're using our 2 divided by 6 because this is a division problem, and our commands math frac. And your GMM answer will be loaded in as a fraction. You got to click on that fraction button and load in 1/3. All right, that's that one, number 2. Let's take a look at number 2. This one has a spinner, so we have some visuals on these. You spin the spinner, and it's one spin, so we have one fraction. And I look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go for that total right away in my denominator. A total of 6, and what do I want? I want the probability of the spinner stopping at a brick section. All right, and so I look, and I'm looking at the spinner, and there are 3 brick sections there. And so I put 3 out of 6. GMM and most mathematicians don't want that kind of fraction, so we're going to math frac that, and our GMM answer will be 1/2. All right, and then the number 3. Another spinner, a little different though, so look closely here. All right, you spinning once, but it has the word or in here, and that's kind of important. What's the probability of the spinner stopping at a striped, striped, or a polka dot section? And because I want either one of those, I'll be happy with either one. I include both of them. So my total was the 4. All right, total. And then how many sections fall into these descriptions, either or description. And so I have 2. Again, GMM, we don't want to do that. 2 divided by 4, and I math frac, and my GMM answer is going to be 1/2. And number 4, giving you a variety. These get a little bit more complicated, but not too much. You randomly draw once, so I'm going to use one fraction again. And now it's going to give us pictures of cards. And I'm going to tell you they're always in groups of 7. So there's 7, 8, 9 total. You can count them one by one. 9 total cards. And what do they want the probability of? There's that or again. All right. That means I need to mark up both descriptions. All right. So an even number, and the even numbers, if I need to look, they're here for you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Anything that can be divided by 2. And so, oh, here they are. 4, 8, and 6 are my even numbers. So I have those. And then I'm looking for a number more than 9. So your brain's going to want to grab the 9s. 9, 9. It says more than 9. So just take your time on these. There is nothing. There's not a 10, 11, or 12. And so sometimes the second description, there is none of them. And that's okay. So my total of what I want, the only things I have that are possible, are the 3 even numbers. And GMM isn't going to like that. We want to do that math frac real quick, and my GMM answer will be 1/3. So marking everything up and totaling. Number 5. All right. Again, you randomly draw once from this deck of cards. My total is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total. All right. And I have some descriptions here, and I have this advice, and I'm going to advise you a lot of times if they have cards written out, a bunch of them, I would just write the numbers down on my scrap paper because I want to mark up a bunch of things. So what is the probability of drawing a prime number? All right, and a number, I love that it gives us the hint that 1 is not prime, but I look at my list, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Those are all primes, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, not the number 9. 2, there's 2 of those, not the number 1. 3, there's no 3. 5, there's a 5. 7s, there are 7s, all right. And my brain wants to grab the 9 because I'm kind of going about 9 is 3 times 3. No, it's not prime. 6 is 2 times 3, 2 times, okay, those are my primes, used from the list. And then, or, there's that word or, a number less than 7. So where are my numbers less than 7? 1, I'm going to go in order. 2, even though they're marked, I'm going to mark them again. I don't count them twice in my total, but they count. 4, there's no 3. 4, less than 7. 5, and 6. All right. And so what do I want? Anything that is prime or a number less than 7. I want any of those. I need that in my numerator. I want that in my numerator total. And so really, if I count up everything just once that has been marked, that has some sort of marking, I have how many out of the 13? I have 12 out of 13. And I'm going to, I know it seems silly, but I want to make sure it doesn't reduce. I don't think it does. 12 divided by 13, math frac. It does not reduce. And so my GMM answer is 12 over 13. All right, so make sure you're writing those out. And the last 2, here we go. Number 6, you randomly pull a marble from a bag of marbles. 1 marble, you're pulling 1. The bag has 2 green, and this is my advice, just write GG, 3 yellows, YYY, and 1 black marble, B. I'm just abbreviating them. I see them. I can easily count those up. A lot of times when I'm just trying to grab the numbers from the problem, I miss some. And so this one's an easy way to make sure you get it right. We want to get them right on the first try. 6 is my total. Now, what is the probability, here's another or, of not drawing a red? Do you see a red? Is that not red? Is that not red? They're all not reds, right? So I can mark each one of those up as not reds. I also can mark speckled marbles. There are no speckled marbles, so I can't mark anything else up. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to count up what has been marked, and in this case, they all got marked by not being not red, and so my total is 6 out of 6. We're not going to type that in. We're going to math frac that, divide math frac, we get a 1. That's going to be our GMM answer. I just want to note here, because I've seen more of these on GMM, is that if this had said, I'm going to cover this up, if this had said drawing a red or speckled, there's no red or speckled. If it hasn't, and that may happen, none of them, again, remember it's 0 out of 6, and so your answer would be 0. All right, so just be aware of those. Reading carefully, taking your time. And the last one, you randomly draw once from this deck. So it's 7 on the 8, 9, 7 is at 14 total. And it says, what is the probability of drawing a letter? Now, these are actually too simple and they catch me off guard. And I'm like, what? And I have to reread it. I'm looking for a letter. There are no letters, all right? And in this case, just like we were just talking about, sometimes there's nothing of what they're looking for, what I want. There's no letters, all right? And so to put in that number, 0 divided by 14 is 0, and that will be my answer. These are the kinds you're going to see. Make sure that you click open and have this cheat sheet as a tab open as you work in GMM. The problems are all like this. Thank you for all your work, and zoom in or email if you have questions.